Welcome back. Welcome back to I Just Drive. So I'm over here sitting at the Dallas LYFT field tonight. Just taking a little break. I'm still online. And I just felt like telling you some stories. How about some throw-up stories? How many times has that happened to me? 1, 2, 3, I think 4 times. 4 times we had, yeah. I remember back when I had my Nissan with LYFT. That was my second express drive car. I picked up some college students. Took them to Arlington. They were drinking, and I guess the one girl was a newbie, and we were still pretty far away. The ride was a nice, expensive one, pretty big bonus. So this girl sitting directly behind me starts making these gargling sounds. I was like, what is that? And everybody's like, she just threw up on herself. Ugh. Yeah, and so one like right on the front of the chair had some nice pieces of tomato and onion inside. Disgusting, so disgusting. Got on my cloth seats. It was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. You know there's nobody out there to steam anything, nobody out there to clean anything for you. And you know they seemed like they didn't really have any money, and the one, her account, she looked real worried. And so she gave me $50. And I took it to one of those cheapo places, and I don't know what you call that stuff. It's like got that fruity flavor smell, sort of like a steam stuff that you steam the rug with or whatever. You infuse it into the rug. Well, I started spraying that gun onto the chair. Ugh. It actually worked. She didn't really do a, real big mess. It was just kind of watery. Took me a while to do that one. Ended up getting back on the road. So, I guess you could say that worked out. Then, back when I had my Flex Drive, my red one, my red Hyundai Ioniq, better car. There was a guy I picked up down in Fort Worth at some bar late at night. It was probably 1 o'clock or something. And I offered him a barf bag. I should have just canceled that ride because, well, actually I didn't even have to cancel. I could have just clicked no-show because he wouldn't answer the phone. He was in there for a long time, and I'm so patient, and I waited. I should have just never picked him up. So I pick up this guy, took him out to Hazel, and so I offered him the barf bag. He tried to tell me that, oh, how arrogant those people are to throw up in your car. Right? I'll never do that. And of course, 10 minutes from his house, there he goes. I feel like I gotta throw up, man. He's sitting right next to me. Perfectly new car. Pretty brand new. And smelled new. It was great. So, what I did was I opened the window and I pushed his head. I just took and pushed him. And then I held him down I hit right between his shoulder blades, and I just pressed on him, and he just went. I mean, it was. He must have went probably 3 or 4 minutes throwing up, and I pulled off the highway at the same time on the service road, and we were actually up there in Hazel at the time, and when I felt like I thought he could hold himself to the door, I went, popped the trunk, and I got my paper towels out and went out to help him. So I come around the other side, and the guy's just, man, he just wearing himself out. Better plug my phone in. He's just wearing himself out. There, that's better. So yeah, the whole car was just covered, the whole side of the car, and it was freezing out there, and so it froze onto the car. Ended up taking the wax off when I took it to get it washed. Ugh, I almost threw up watching it. And he looked like a drowning sailor holding onto a board for dear life. I mean, he looked helpless. Oh, the poor guy. And finally, he seemed to stop, and he got it on the door on the inside, got it inside the window thing, and well, he said, "What can I do to make you whole? $200? I said, $300. And he said, "Okay, let's go up to the Walmart and we'll get it out of the ATM." We actually tried a gas station first, but they were closed. And so we went up to the Walmart. He comes immediately right back out, and he goes, "I can't find my wallet, man." And it wasn't just a wallet, it was a phone wallet. So he couldn't find his phone either. So he goes, "Okay, let's go to my house and I'll write you a check." "Well, what if it bounces?" He says, "It's not going to bounce." So I was like, okay. I mean, why am I going to sit here all night, while this stuff is drying? I need to get the stuff done. He didn't get it on the seat, though, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. And so I took him home. He tried to write a check. He had to do it like 3 times. And before he did the 3rd time, he was starting to get angry at me because I would not accept the check because it was too messy, because he was too drunk. So, but then I said to him, "Okay, good luck to you." And I was about to drive off. And then he said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I guess maybe he was sobering up. I don't know." So he took me into his house. He wrote it there on the table. It barely was good enough to take a picture of it and put it in my bank account through the app, and I received it. $300. Plus he gave me a $10 tip early, which I don't quite understand why he did that, but he gave me that. Plus the ride was, I don't know how much the ride was, but it was enough. And but I was kind of stuck, from having to clean that thing, and so he couldn't find his wallet, so I drove back up to the Walmart, got some cleaning stuff, and I started scrubbing the door. It was so disgusting. So disgusting. Ugh. Used a lot of paper towels. When I deemed it to be good enough, the door outside was still terrible because it was frozen on there. So I started to try to clean it, but it wasn't working. So I just got that later the next day, and the next day, Yeah. So I went up there. I wanted to go clean it up. I scrubbed it up, and when I thought it was done, I was gonna close the door, and sure enough, there's his wallet, right there by the chair. So I took it back to his house. Woke up his family again, and they looked at me again like, we know what's going on. We know. Silently. If you're an alcoholic and it's destroying your family, please go get help. You need it. So I took it back. He accepted it. By then he was starting to get sober, and I left him. And after that, I told the people, sorry, but you need to get in on the left side, because it was so disgusting on the other side. And then I went home and I cleaned it later. So that was that one. And then I went and I got one of my books, Heartstrings Touching, and I sent it to him in the mail to his house. So he's not going to really forget me. And then, what was the other one? The other one, oh yeah, over in Lake Worth, I picked up a couple at an Applebee's. I don't know if it was the food or if she was drinking. I didn't smell the alcohol, or if it was both. I don't know, but they come up to the door and the guy says to her, just get in. And they verified, they got in, and I was almost to their house, and he says to the girl, no, don't do that. And I said, what? And all of a sudden she goes, start making those noises. So right away, grabbed me a barf bag. I gave it to him, and it went right in the bag, right at the right second. And that all worked out. Success. And that didn't steal my night. Everything was good. And then the last one was recently, after I got, it was after I got my second flex drive car. After LYFT deactivated me and then reactivated me, I came back and got one. I was down in Dallas. I picked up a bunch of, I guess, college age students, college age girls and guys. And at about 60 miles an hour on the highway, the one guy starts opening the back door like he's going to get out. Don't ever let yourself get that drunk. Not without friends. If you're going to do it and you're going to go wandering around, make sure you got your friends with you, and make sure that you can trust them. They helped him, but apparently the guy passed out several times. He passed out, then he woke up, and I guess they thought he was at home or something. And the girl whose account it was apologizing profusely. But you know that feeling you get when, I don't know, like, I guess when you're up on a roof on the edge and you just feel that bad feeling, like, you know, what if I fall or whatever. Well, I got this bad feeling when all of a sudden, the door started making the beeping sound, and and the door starts flapping in the wind. He'd done it like 3 times in a row. And I missed my exit because I couldn't get over because there was all these cars and the doors flapping around in the wind. That was one of those very windy nights. And they stopped him. They closed the door. And anyway, the throw-up story, we got almost to their house, and we were about to turn. I was on the service road. I was going to turn on to another service road and then turn from there into the side street. And right there on the corner, as I was turning, I had to stop right there and put my flashers on. They were like, he's got to throw up. And they opened the door, they let it out on the ground just in time. So disgusting. So it always pays to have paper towels or napkins or whatever. So I had a big handful for him. That's so disgusting though. So that's my throw up stories with Lyft. So far so good with Uber. I got through St. Patrick's Day and they were drinking, but no throw up. So far so good. I don't have any throw up stories for Uber at all. And I guess that's my throw up stories. Do you have any? Perhaps you threw up on your own? I don't know. So, I hope you like my music. This is some of my 5-star sleeping music. And well, I guess I'm gonna let you go. That's my throw up stories. And I'll come back with another video. Thanks for watching. God bless.